Okay. Good morning, everyone. If you would rise and join me in a salute for our flag, we will begin the meeting. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Busy agenda this morning, so we will dive right into it here. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to have you here with us. If you have not had a chance to look at the agenda, there are a couple of revisions to it. Letitia was on the departmental report list, and she is out of town, so there will be no treasurer report. Do we have anything? Did she provide anything, or?
No, just that she was going to Cody for para treasure.
Okay. And then the fair report. Stephanie is not able to be here this morning, so there will be a fair report. Those are the only two revisions that I have on my agenda. Commissioner Burkhart, any other additions or revisions that need to be made to that agenda?
No, sir.
Commissioner Walsh?
Nope.
I would entertain a motion to approve the revised agenda.
Make a motion to approve the revised agenda.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the revised agenda for today's meeting. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Minutes from the previous meeting have been published. I have had a chance to look at them. Didn't have any questions or concerns. Commissioner Burkhart, any on your part?
No.
Commissioner Walsh?
Nope.
With no questions or concerns, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion, we approve the meeting minutes.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the meeting minutes from the previous meeting. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries and the minutes are approved. So just a couple of quick things before we roll into our departmental reports. I think we can all give a collective thanks to God for the moisture. Just kind of a game changer. And I know that having visited with Chris yesterday, going to allow them to get out and do some things that they just haven't had a chance to do for a while. I've heard anywhere from a half inch to an inch, and with some other moisture coming, that's promising for us. So thankful for that. I think it was at our last meeting that maybe Commissioner Walsh had mentioned our graduates in the area. And I know that graduation was Sunday, last Friday for EWC. So I would kind of circle back around and echo those congratulations to all of our area graduates. I want to give a personal thanks to Senator Sherry Steinmetz. She kind of stepped up and helped us with some additional information on this drought declaration and what we can do to possibly help out with getting some assistance for our area farmers and ranchers for the county in general. That is hopefully going to be available to help mitigate some of the loss and what everybody is experiencing right now. I know that an inch of moisture was a godsend. As you all know, we're quite a ways behind the curve. So anything that we can do with additional assistance in the area is going to be appreciated, and we will cover that resolution a little bit later in our agenda. But I wanted to thank Sherry personally for her help with that. Those are the only comments that I have. Commissioner Burkhart, anything you would like to add?
Just Mr. Chairman, just a reminder, I'll be leaving sharply at 10:30. So if we can department reports, we can zoom through those as fast as we can, and we can get to some resolutions, stuff like that. Because I do have to leave at 7:30 for another obligation in Casper.
Haircut.
Yep. Nailed it. How'd you know?
Okay, I'll keep the jokes to a minimum there. Commissioner Walsh, what would you like to add?
Nope, I don't have anything big.
Seriously.
I know.
Yeah, go ahead, silent time.
Yep.
Okay. Let's roll right into our departmental reports. We knew that Sheriff Fleener was not going to be here. We had anticipated that Herbie Irons was going to be here, but obviously he has not made it. So We do have a copy of the report. Their monthly statement shows $1,875. That is earnings and collections for the month, and then a balance of 61,506. Let me peruse these real quick. So that one over there. Profit and loss statement shows $1,885 in profit. Net income, so this is off of their earnings report and the commissary report. I will send this down the line, and if there's any questions or concerns, I will entertain those. There's that. Chris. No, there, Chris. He got beat up by a horse this morning. I was just trying to help him get up and move around. I don't believe anything. I just. Okay, yeah, because I would want to announce if it was, but I don't want to create issues if it's not.
A lot of room in that room. Right. I don't know. I don't think so. You're comfortable.
We've got this afternoon.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2.
Tomorrow at 2. So this has nothing to do with so I'll enlighten everybody to what we're visiting about. So before I do so, Commissioner Burkhart, any question in regards to the commissary report and the earnings report?
No.
Commissioner Walsh?
No.
Okay, then I would move to accept the sheriff's report based on the presentation of those two reports.
I'll make a motion that we accept the earnings report and the commissary report for the sheriff's department.
I'd second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the earnings report and the commissary report from the sheriff's department. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So I was visiting with Chris and Bob. We were made aware of a public meeting or of a meeting, and I guess I'm gonna roll the dice a little bit here because I don't know that it's been published as a public meeting.
No.
I feel like it is a situation and an issue that the public needs to have the opportunity to sit in on the conversation. It is in regards to the increased truck traffic that we have seen through town with the requirement of sending all trucks to the port of entry to go across their scale. And I know that it has come across the desk of the mayor. I know that the sheriff's department has dealt with concerns. I know that the road and bridge has dealt with concerns and complaints about it. That meeting is going to take place in the 21st and Main building tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. It will include representatives from YDOT.
These one.
Yeah, Geisler's Western Province will have a representative there. We will try and be there. Commissioner Burkhart will.
Being Casper.
We'll have somebody there, so
Is it tomorrow afternoon?
that too, that too.
Is it on Zoom or anything?
No, I don't think so.
I might be able to Zoom it.
But just kind of an FYI for everyone. All right, as was mentioned, there is no treasurer report, so let's move to town clerk's report.
Alrighty, I have just two later warrant reports for approval. And then I also received a resolution to push a special prosecutor and that's here somewhere.
Okay,
Here it is. The special prosecutor.
I'm gonna just knock this one out right now.
Yeah.
I would like to present to you resolution 2026-11, a resolution to appoint a special prosecutor. The Board of County Commissioners are authorized pursuant to Wyoming Statute 18-3-302C to employ attorneys to assist the county and the prosecuting attorney for specific matters and purposes. And whereas the appointee is to have the authority and power vested in a position as prescribed by law. And whereas the appointee has been requested by the Goshen County Attorney to handle specific cases or matters in which the county attorney may have a conflict or for whatever reason cannot appear. And whereas mileage and expenses are to be reimbursed as submitted by the appointees. And whereas said appointment shall be from May 11th, 2026 to May 11th of 2027, unless it be sooner terminated. Now therefore be it resolved.
Oh, that's convenient. Look, no line to that. Change it to posting.
Yes, so we will correct it. It has language in here that identifies the Platte County Attorney. Now therefore be it resolved that Goshen County District Attorney's Office or a designee from said office be appointed for the purpose of representing the people of the state or Goshen County during such times as the Goshen County and prosecuting attorney is not available in the county, in case of conflict or for whatever reason cannot appear. Be it further resolved that said appointment is hereby approved and confirmed this 19th day of May of 2026. Again, that is resolution 2026-11. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion, we approve 2026-11 for special prosecutor.
With the correction.
Oh, yeah, add the correction.
Okay,
Thank you. I'll take that.
okay. So it has been moved and seconded to approve resolution 2026-11 with the correction to the replacing Platte County with Goshen County. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? Motion carries and the resolution is passed. I'm gonna let you correct that.
Okay.
And we will sign the corrected copy of it.
They brought it to me, I'm just gonna put a line through it and initial it. And then you guys can sign this one.
The bulk price on fuel right now, Chris? You know,
I know we're pulling.
Right here.
Yeah, the guy would know.
You guys are under contract actually,
oh,
on diesel you are,
okay,
gas is rack price. I haven't figured you guys' price out yet. That's what diesel.
it's a good thing we're under contract.
Yeah, it was a great year to contract. Yeah, otherwise you're looking at probably 465, 470 an hour.
Yeah, go all electric.
That doesn't help me any.
Couldn't help us any.
I know it's $32 for my pickup.
Can't hardly afford to go to a barrel race.
Can't hardly afford to go anywhere.
Exactly. Those reports are easier to read. You
Good,
just have to go through them and then flip them over and go back through them the other way, catch the other side.
yeah.
Mary, I just asked you a question over email. Maybe we can get a clarifying. Before the meeting's over.
Mary, question for you in regards to elections. Interested parties wanting to run for county commissioner. Any of our elected offices, the deadline to file is
By May 29th.
May 29th, 5 o'clock, just a reminder for everyone. If you're interested in the pursuit of any elected offices in the county, you have until then to apply. Mary, anything else on the clerk's report?
No,
Gentlemen, any questions for Mary?
Nope.
I would entertain a motion to approve the clerk's report.
I'll make motion to accept the county clerk's report and the updated warrant report.
And second.
Been moved and seconded to accept the county clerk's report, including the updated warrant report. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Tom, do you want me to just read this resolution, or would you like to talk a little bit about it?
No, well, quickly, just, that's just the, 2025 EMPG, which is the, Emergency Management Performance Grant, award that was finally given out by the state. So they're starting to catch up on some of their grants that they've been holding back on, so, this year they're going back to snail mail, so we have to get it quickly signed and then sent via certified letter back to them, so. I wanted to try to get it signed as quick as possible, so there was no holdups.
12.
Should be 12.
yep, that's it.
All right. Okay, thank you, Tom. I will read resolution 2026-12. A resolution accepting grant funding from the Wyoming Office of Homeland Security. Whereas the Wyoming Office of Homeland Security awarded Goshen County the 2025 Emergency Management Preparedness Grant, or EMPG grant, as applied for in 2025. And whereas this award has been endorsed by the chairman and the commissioners of Goshen County, and whereas these grants serve to further Goshen County's ability to prepare respond to and recover from all types of emergencies and disasters. And whereas Goshen County understands that there is no match for these grants, now therefore be it resolved by the county commissioners that Goshen County accepts and resolves to execute the actions of these grants in the amount of $38,549 in the form of the ENPG grant, adopted this 19th day of May 2026. That is resolution 2026-12, a resolution accepting grant funding from the Wyoming Office of Department of Homeland Security. Commissioner Burkhardt, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Commissioner Walsh?
Nope.
Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve resolution 2026-12.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2026-12.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 2026-12. A resolution accepting grant funding from the Wyoming Office of Homeland Security. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries and the resolution passes. Do they have to sign this, or is it just me?
Just you, Mike.
Okay. Tom, anything else on that?
Sir.
Okay, thank you. We will move to the library report. Good morning, Ellen.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing well, how are you?
Great. About the library today. I'm gonna submit a written report to Mary to include to you with all of our exciting dates, data, and statistics, as opposed to belaboring it now. But I did want to thank you so much for your work on and with the budget of the library and the recognition that that gives of the value of our library staff to Goshen County. So thank you. Appreciate that. And I'll be back in June.
Okay.
How's that? Fast? I know. Well, I have lots of things to tell you, but I'll wait.
Did Commissioner Burkhardt pay you?
I didn't mean to scare you off.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's okay. It's good.
Yeah.
I have always have a lot to say, but I'll just bring it in June. No, you did
Which
scare me.
is a fun time because you guys do so many cool things at the library in June. so-
Exactly. So we have the centennial stuff, we have summer reading, we have so many things.
Mhm.
I'll be able to give you dates and data and statistics about that.
Okay. Very good.
Good.
All right.
Any
Thank you,
questions
Ellen.
for me?
I have none. Commissioner Burkhardt?
Nope.
Commissioner Walsh? Okay,
See you in June.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Safe driving, Commissioner Booker.
Is there a motion to accept the?
I'll make a motion to accept the right.
I have a second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the library report. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Yeah, you.
Bye.
Thanks, Ellen.
Thank you. Thanks, Mary.
APW Extension ladies. Amy did want me to mention that whomever did the rain dance, keep doing it.
Please.
Yes.
Leave it at
Certainly.
that.
All right, good morning, gentlemen. So at the top, you'll see that I have the city of Torrington bullet point unfolded, just because it has been completed.
Wow.
And so I'm leaving the other two bolded for further conversation. You're welcome. Any questions on that portion?
No, we need to get some contracts.
Especially because as of last Wednesday. Yes, both back doors were not latched.
The meeting and Domino's was delivering and they came through the back side, through the exit door that wasn't latched. There's like two sets of doors. Like, what is going on? He walks up and goes, here's your pizza.
Nobody goes out that door. It's an exit only door as far as we are aware. And so. I got a phone call. I said, just make sure it's latched. Also go and check the other back door and make sure it's latched, and neither were latched, leaving the building wide open. So just more in the saga of the extension on this. So
We were thinking of this in the wrong terms. Maybe we just need to arm the two of you. Make sure that somebody comes through the back door, whether they're delivering pizza or not, they pay the price.
I don't know that that's probably the route the county would like to take.
Eric can hook you up with an
Exactly.
AR to swing it.
Exactly.
I was actually thinking 249s.
Okay.
You don't have to use
Why
it.
the subtle tactics?
Then we'd have to, like, one of us would have to be there 24/7, and frankly.
Well,
That's
I
the
feel like I live there, so.
That's the meaning.
She also doesn't wanna live there, so, yeah, no, so, again. We don't know quite what's going on, I've talked to Mark about it, he was flummoxed also, and so. I haven't seen Kevin to visit with him, but we will be talking to, by we, I mean Shelby or myself. Will be talking to all of the 4-H volunteers that are there in the evenings, just to make sure that. That door is exit only.
Barry, do we have to have Kevin get some quotes, or can we have them reach out to get some quotes to add some lighting in?
We just-
You don't want to?
Well, frankly, I'm gonna be out for the next week. And then have you seen our?
Give me a second.
Have you seen our report? First of all, I don't know the first thing about what it would take for that.
Yeah.
So if I were to get quotes on something, I don't think the three of you would be all that impressed, because it would not probably be what we need. I'm just saying, I'm not well versed in that.
Do you have any suggestions or leads? And I'm not saying that the two of you need to worry about it, or nor does Sabina. But I also understand if Kevin is tied up and is not able to do what needs to be done with it. Any ideas, suggestions on how to proceed forward with getting some quotes and seeing what we can do to get the ball rolling?
And are we just talking about the lighting itself? Oh, or are you talking about other stuff?
The lighting, and then there's security cameras as well.
Security cameras is, we can easily in IT handle that. And while we're there, we could look at, having an electrician, Robinson and a couple others, maybe give us some quotes on some exterior lighting. I need to talk to Amy to find out kind of where she's at with it, and if she's looking for additional lighting. Yeah, that's something we could
And I know Kevin had
easily work with.
some ideas. Cause I've had the conversation with Kevin, I just don't know that he's been free enough to. Go out.
We could, since we're already gonna have some camera, vendors down looking at it, we could probably at the same time have an electrician look at it. So.
I hope that nobody took that as anything negative towards Kevin.
No,
That is a one-man band that's drinking from a fire hose that I'm just trying to figure out if there's any relief that we can get and can move forward with it. So
He's got a lot on his plate.
he does, and down another person, I don't know if he's found any seasonal help or has hired anybody to maybe help out with a little of that, but. So if you can, anything that you can provide or could help with.
We can do that. We can actually get quotes for him and everything. With our backup data center that we're putting upstairs, we have an electrician already signed the contract with him. To do the electrical work and run the new fiber optic cables across to the Lincoln building, so we could probably see if we could do an extension on that one, or if not, we'd have to do 3 new quotes. Call the same vendors we had.
Thank you.
So, with the conclusion of that information. So for the Ag and Natural Resources educator, I was in Cody for the Harvest Wyoming Conference from April 23rd through the 25th. I presented on IPM. 5 extra points for anybody who remembers what that actually is. No.
The what?
IPM. Integrated Pest Management.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm just going to see it. These.
Yeah, well, just test. So we've also, April 29th, I'll let Shelby talk about that. We've visited, with a couple of possibilities for summer interns. I've done the Lawn and Garden radio show 3 times during the month of May. Had a small acreage team meeting, had a Southeast Wyoming Beef Symposium meeting. And then tomorrow I will be in Douglas to do the Weed and Pest Summer Employee Training for Albany, Laramie, Platte, and Converse counties. So that'll turn it over to Shelby.
On the 4-H side,
So many things.
there's been a lot. But a couple highlights would be, yes, we did interview for a summer intern to help out on the 4-H side, and she starts next Tuesday, so I'm pretty excited about that. I've been partnering with a lot of different counties to do, excuse me, workshops, clinics, all sorts of things. Just so we're not reinventing the wheel on those, but I really wanted to highlight the seniors. It was fun to go to their signing days, and support them. And then our judging team had some success at our hometown wedding contest, so that was cool to see. Be a part.
And I do believe you guys have a copy, I attached a copy of the meat and bull judging press release that Shelby wrote.
Mhm.
Which is pretty exciting.
It's received some success, so it's
Do you have any questions?
I have a lot of questions, but none that I believe that you can answer.
Fair.
Yes.
I
You're
don't,
staying in communication with me on a.
yes,
meeting.
I'm looking at hopefully maybe next week. Sometime. Hopefully.
I'll just set aside the week and when you get it scheduled, let me know.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, thank you. I have no questions. Commissioner Burkhardt, do you have any?
I do not.
Commissioner Walsh?
Say, when next time you find somebody in the band, plans to chase them off, give an application for Kevin.
Probably not gonna do that. Probably not quality employment.
You never know,
Yeah,
you never
probably
know,
not.
you might be able to install lights, you never know.
Probably not.
Alright, I have nothing to it.
Okay. There are no questions. I would entertain a motion to accept the UW extension.
I'll make a motion to accept the UW extension report.
And second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the UW extension report. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
As was mentioned, there is no fair report. Stephanie can be here. I can tell you, having attended the fair board meeting on this past Tuesday, financials were good. Have it with me if I had a minute to dig into my bag there, but they continue to work with Roger Huckfeld is putting together a concert that's going to take place during that first weekend of county fair. So there was a presentation by Roger on that. Went through and, very little to report, from the youth show committee. The junior livestock sale committee is, I think they've got a meeting scheduled for maybe this week. The 4th, okay. They are, currently in conversation about some things that could possibly be done, for some different improvements out at the fairgrounds, but really nothing too monumental. I think talking about, trying to create a little bit more barn space. From my early years on the fair board, I learned that one of the biggest problems that they have out there is the growing demands on the electrical system during county fair with what people bring to town now to prepare for fair. Everything from the clippers to the blowers to the fans and everything that they have to keep the livestock comfortable put such a strain on the electrical infrastructure that the fairgrounds now brings in a couple of external generators that they can use during the fair that they just lease them. And so I think that, they're always trying to see if there's something that they can do to improve that situation. But really, those were the main things that I can recall. That was a week ago, and there's a lot that's gone on since then. So that was all that I can remember for a fair report. So I think what we will do is just keep moving here. As Commissioner Burkhart mentioned, he needs to try and be on the road here by 10:30. So we have a presentation scheduled, but I think that it was probably projected that would be closer to 10 or 10:30.
10.
Okay. So what we are going to do here, I have a couple of different things under new business that I would like to go into here. We'll just skip over the presentation from Effie Warren, and let's talk briefly about this budget amendment. We have a budget amendment that we need to talk about. Mary, do you want to provide some background on this before I go into it?
There's just. There's a few grants that we've received since the first of the year. One is from the library received a $10,000 grant. It's called Libraries Transforming the Community. And then the emergency manager received his grant to work on the EM building, and that also requires a match. So I'm amending the budget to add $40,000 into the grant match, and then the actual grant is for $120,000. We received the 24 SHSP grant, and that's $12,231. There was a breakdown in the detention center kitchen, I believe it was, and that was a significant expense, so we had to amend $13,000 in for building maintenance. And the EM just received their grant award for the 23 EMPG, and we had a shortfall of $12,860 in the grant award, so we will be amending that into our regular operations. And that is it.
One thing that we as commissioners had committed ourselves to was the additional income that has been provided by the Derby Club was earmarked so that we could, on the occasion that we needed to provide a match for any of these grants, that has become a very beneficial thing for us. And so as we look at this budget amendment, any of those matches that had to be paid for, matched by the county, comes out of that additional funding, that is, or the revenue from the Derby Club. So happy to report that it results in a far lesser amount that comes out of general budgets and allows us to do that, while on the other side of it, receiving a substantial amount of income off of those grants. So Commissioner Burkhardt, anything else that you would like to add to that?
No.
Commissioner Walsh? Questions or comments about any of that? I would entertain a motion to approve the budget amendment as presented.
Make a motion, we approve the budget amendment as presented.
I'll second that.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve the budget amendment as presented. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries and the budget amendment is approved. Is that a copy that? Can we get copies of that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I had mentioned at the beginning of the meeting the conversation and what we had worked with Senator Steinmetz in regards to a declaration of emergency and disaster due to the drought conditions. So this has been put together in the form of a resolution, and it is resolution 2026-09. It reads, as the Wyoming Homeland Security Act, Wyoming Statute 19-13-101, and specifically 19-13-311, authorizes the principal executive officer of a political subdivision to declare a local emergency upon a finding of disaster or emergency conditions, with such declaration to be promptly filed with the county clerk. And whereas based upon data from the U.S. Drought Monitor, the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service Snow Survey, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and the Wyoming State Climate Office, current conditions within Goshen County have reached a level warranting immediate attention and formal recognition, including the following. 100% of Goshen County residents are currently affected by drought conditions. The first quarter of 2026 ranks as the third driest year to date in 132 years of record keeping. Precipitation levels are below normal, and agricultural producers across the county are reporting severe impacts to irrigation supplies and forage production. Wyoming statewide snowpack, which is critical to the irrigation supply, has fallen to approximately 46% of the median as of April of 2026, with record low snow water equivalent levels recorded across much of the western United States. Lower elevation snowpack, which contributes directly to runoff and soil moisture, has been described as nearly non-existent across Wyoming's plains. And these conditions follow the warmest winter on record in Wyoming, compounding moisture deficits and accelerating runoff losses. And whereas agricultural producers within Goshen County are already experiencing reduced irrigation allocations, deteriorating pasture conditions, and increasing financial strain as they attempt to secure feed and maintain operations, and without intervention, these impacts are expected to intensify throughout the growing season. And whereas a formal disaster declaration by Goshen County is necessary and appropriate to provide the formal basis for requesting state level recognition and assistance from the governor of Wyoming pursuant to Wyoming Statute 19-13-104. Support eligibility for federal disaster programs through the United States Department of Agriculture, including a USDA secretarial disaster designation under 7 USC 1961 and corresponding Farm Service Agency emergency loans, conservation assistance, and drought relief programs. Assist agricultural producers in assessing crop insurance flexibility and relief measures tied to officially recognized disaster conditions. Strengthen coordination among local, state, and federal agencies, including the Goshen County Emergency Management Coordinator in responding to the drought emergency, and ensure that Goshen County's agricultural community receives timely access to the resources necessary to sustain operations during this critical period. Whereas the chairman of the Board of County Commissioners previously made a verbal finding that disaster conditions exist within Goshen County, and the board hereby ratifies that finding and reduces the same writing by this resolution in satisfaction of Wyoming Statute 19-13-311. Now therefore be it resolved by the Goshen County Board of County Commissioners as follows. Number 1, declaration. A local emergency and state of disaster is hereby declared to exist within Goshen County, Wyoming, due to severe drought conditions pursuant to Wyoming Statute 19-13-311 and Wyoming Statute 19-13-104. Number 2, duration. This declaration shall remain in full force and effect until rescinded by the Board of County Commissioners. The board shall review the continuing necessity of this declaration at each regular meeting and shall affirm, modify, or rescind the declaration as conditions warrant. The board's adoption of this resolution constitutes the consent of the governing body required by Wyoming Statute 19-13-311B for continuation of a local emergency beyond 7 days. Number 3, authorization. The chairman of the board and in his absence, the vice chairman is hereby authorized to execute and submit on behalf of Goshen County all documents necessary to effectuate this declaration, including, without limitation, a request to the governor of Wyoming for a state level disaster declaration and assistance, and any documents required to support a USDA secretarial disaster designation request through the Wyoming State Office of the Farm Service Agency. Number 4, transmittal. The Goshen County Clerk is directed to A, file this resolution as required by Wyoming Statute 19-13-311A, and B, transmit certified copies of this resolution to the governor of the state of Wyoming, the Wyoming Office of Homeland Security, the Wyoming State Office of the USDA Farm Service Agency, and the Goshen County Emergency Management Coordinator. Number 5, effective date. This resolution shall be effective immediately upon adoption.
That was a long one.
Yeah, I'd take a breath on that. Again, that is resolution 2026-09. The declaration of local emergency and disaster due to drought conditions. Commissioner Bergmeyer, any questions?
No.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have questions on this because, so without this resolution, is this stating that we cannot receive any federal or state relief because of the drought?
According to my understanding and my conversation with Senator Steinmetz, if this is not presented, if it is not adopted as a resolution and presented to the governor as such, we are not eligible for those federal or for state or federal assistance for drought relief.
Doesn't make us automatically eligible, but it's a step in the process,
Right,
right?
a step in the
Okay,
process.
that's what, yes, that was my next question.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
Because then the state then has to do a declaration and then push that up.
to move forward.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So that's what I needed to know, just because I didn't want this to be portrayed as if it was a disaster relief from the county.
No, yeah.
This is just a resolution putting forth that there is a disaster here for the state, for federal funding. So,
Right, Tom?
Correct. It's just one of the steps, one of the cogs of the wheel to get to that point.
I make a motion, we approve resolution 2026-09.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded that we approve resolution 2026-09, the declaration of local emergency and disaster due to drought conditions. Those in favor say aye.
All right,
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries and the resolution is approved. I have one more resolution, if it would be all right if we could go through, I'm assuming that one of you is Mr. Green. Okay, all right, I'm gonna do this real quick. We're gonna lose one of our commissioners that has to skip out and go to another meeting, so if I could do that real quick, then we'll come right back to you guys. So the final resolution that I have to present this morning is resolution 2026-10. This is a resolution establishing the salaries of county officers and their deputies for a period of the next 4 years, beginning January 1 of 2027. It reads, whereas pursuant to Wyoming statute 18-3-107, the annual salaries of certain county officers and their deputies must be set at this time. And whereas the Board of County Commissioners of Goshen County, Wyoming, having assessed the work and the obligations of each of the county offices and considering the anticipated future revenues of Goshen County. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Goshen County pursuant to Wyoming statute 18-3-107. The salaries of the county assessor, the county and prosecuting attorney, county clerk, the clerk of district court, county sheriff, county treasurer, county commissioners, and the county coroner. Okay, I'm going to pause here for just 1 second. Sometimes typos can be inferred and you can assume that you know what they're saying. That one's gonna get the county in some trouble if we go with that one.
Okay, well, I will. Help you want to. That's another one.
If
It has
If
to be
that's
done
okay.
today.
it does have to be done today.
Yes.
So there I would say that that's probably a good idea to do that, so that there is no question.
Okay.
One other one that I saw there, so and I'm available to proofread if you guys need me before.
Oh, spitting down to you.
Oops,
Yeah.
I opened my mouth on it. Didn't catch it. Okay, I'm gonna pause that particular resolution and we'll come back to that one. So we will move that to the end. So gentlemen, if you're ready, I'll let you introduce if you would like to. We have at this time, representing F.E. Warren Air Force Base. Sir. Okay. Unfortunately, we continue to refer to you as Mr. Green because nobody caught your first name.
Eric.
Eric. Okay. Eric, if you would like to come forward, the table is yours and we will turn this over to you and let you pick what you would like to provide.
Wonderful. Do we have the presentation?
We do.
Okay.
Hi, well, good morning. Thank you for allowing us to come here to the commissioner meeting. I appreciate it. My name is Eric Green. I am the deputy at the Det 10 Task Force for Sentinel at F.E. Warren Air Force Base. Mr. Kavitsky did send his regards as he got tied up with some other things that took him away from the meeting today. We recently held a town hall there in LaGrange to talk about the Sentinel project. And some of the comments that were made, specifically focused around roads and bridges. So we always get a lot of questions about roads and bridges, how they're going to be handled. What are the responsibilities of the government? So we did commit to come here and talk to county commissioners and anybody else who had some questions concerning roads and bridges. So that's why we are here this morning. And I will let Mr. Hunley and Mr. Barlow introduce themselves, kind of let them, what they do for the program. And we will turn it over to Mr. Barlow as he is the expert and really the main point of contact for the roads and bridges for the Sentinel program.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So my name is John Hunley. I'm out of F.E. Warren as well. I work for the Air Force Nuclear Weapons Center, and I'm part of the detachment at F.E. Warren, working with Mr. Green and Mr. Kravitsky. I represent the Air Force Nuclear Weapons Center, which is distinct from Air Force Coastal Strike Command in Barksdale. And I work with Tim. So with that, I'll turn it over to Tim intros and then we can begin the briefing.
Good morning, my name is Tim Barlow. I'm the program manager over roads and bridges. I'm assigned out at Hill Air Force Base there in Utah. And we're going to talk roads and bridges as it applies to the Air Force and especially the missile fields here in all the counties. Next slide. Thank you. So as I took over this program about 2 years ago, we started looking into the defense access roads and what the government's responsibility was as we construct ballistic missile sites. We learned that in 23 U.S.C. 210 Federal Code, as it explains everything about defense access roads in Section H, it specifically talks about when we construct ballistic missile sites, that the federal government has a responsibility to protect and restore the roads that might be damaged as part of that construction process. If we don't, the county actually has an opportunity to file a claim against the federal government and pay for any kind of restoration you'd have to do on your road. So we're taking a proactive approach with roads and bridges and getting out ahead of this and figuring out how to implement a road and bridge management plan while we're doing construction of new silos here in your area. Next slide. So one of the things we're doing right now is our primary contractor, Northrop Grumman. One of their subcontractors is a company called Bechtel. They have come out, we've already done an assessment in this area. It was done in May of 2025. And they've gone through and evaluated all the roads that we anticipate utilizing as part of construction for the F.E. Warren missile field as a whole. Bridge load ratings, road assessments. We've used the AASHTO road grading process, which is exactly the same process we use when we come out and evaluate the defense access roads that we're currently using, and grade those roads and then plan for future regraveling and things like that. So we're going to use a system that's already in place and is consistent with what is being used around the country. AASHTO is nationally recognized as a standard for roads. Once we identify any deficiencies, We'll figure out ways to mitigate those deficiencies ahead of construction. And then ultimately, the goal is to restore those back to pre-construction condition. Next slide. So one of the things we're gonna do to accomplish that is we're gonna do some pre-construction surveys of all the roads we want to use 6 months to 90 ahead of construction. We'll grade those roads. Right now, the grading process is a 1 to 5 is how the AASHTO is set up. We'll collect all that data, and then as we're engaged in construction and doing things, and we'll make sure we restore those roads to that condition or better, likely better. It's hard to restore something to okay conditions, right?
I'm just to interrupt briefly. Can you explain that 1 to 5? I'm assuming that's. You provide a rating of the road?
Yep.
Okay.
One, if you talk to your road superintendent, he would know. A 1 is deficient, 5 is excellent.
Okay.
And most of the roads in the F.E. Warren Missile Complex are 3 or better.
Okay.
So your area is really in pretty good shape. So that's a good thing to know, but we'll go through and we'll reassess that right ahead of construction and make sure we can say, hey, this is what it was when we showed up. And this is what it was when we left. Some of the things we know that are gonna happen while we're out here. Grading, we're gonna probably have to go out and regrade some of those gravel roads if we start running heavy trucks and things up and down them. Dust control, regraveling, and snow removal. We'll be working closely with the county, and I don't think you have any other local road authorities, right? State and county. North Dakota's interesting, they've got townships, so kind of throws a monkey.
We do have our road and bridge superintendent sitting back here, so yeah, that's one.
Tell me your name.
Chris Stoddard.
Chris. I'm sure we've talked.
We have.
Okay,
And then
very good.
Bob Taylor's our county surveyor.
Oh, wonderful. Good. Glad you're here. One of the things we want to do is we want to utilize a memorandum of understanding. I believe I've already sent that to you. As a draft.
Val might have that.
Okay,
I don't know that I've seen it yet, but.
okay. We'll be getting another one out. I'm gonna make some small tweaks to it, but I'll get that out to you again. Through the MOU, we want to identify what the federal government's roles and responsibilities are, what our legal responsibility is, and then kind of spell out the cooperative relationship we want to have with Goshen County and the other counties that we'll be working with on how we'll maintain roads, communication. This is something we talked about a lot. We were in Logan County yesterday, and something that we're very concerned about that we want to make sure that we're conscious of and figure out a good communication plan. We understand there's a lot of agriculture going on in your area, and that there's times during the year where it's time to move stuff in or move stuff out. And we can't just block off roads, so we'll be trying to figure out ways to communicate that so that we can try to minimize the impacts to local residents and their way of life, trying to make a dollar, and that's important. Any questions thus far? Okay.
Can we pick the roads you can work on?
That is a great idea. The answer is no, but I like the idea. Great. And then what we'll do is once we're done with construction in an area, we'll do a post-construction survey and make sure that we've either restored that road to that previous condition or better, and we'll have that documented. Again, we're gonna use the same standard as fence access roads currently being used. And then we'll obviously work with you to get concurrence that I'm sure, as it happens now, when you have fence access roads come out and do a regraveling project, you guys accept the work. Do they have you guys do that? After they've done the work, you guys sign off that it's acceptable?
Yes.
We'll probably do something similar to that. Okay, just to make sure that it's not just us say, hey, we're done, say bye.
Right.
We'll make sure that you're good with it.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah. anyway, I know it's a pretty short and simple presentation. But that's kind of what we're planning on. Any concerns you guys have thus far?
No, just making sure that our line of communication is open as we move forward with everything.
Right. As we get closer to construction, I think you're gonna start seeing me a lot more.
Right.
You'll see our CTAF representatives out more. And we'll start closing the gap on what's gonna happen, when is it gonna happen, what do we need to do? I'm working with the Defense Access Road Administrator, Brian Hall.
Okay.
I'm also working with the Fed Highway guys out of the so you guys are Central Federal Lands Office? Or you guys Western Federal Lands Office?
But I don't know.
Okay, I work with both of them.
Okay,
You're one of those.
right.
And they're the ones that are gonna probably do the surveys,
Okay,
so.
and they're starting the surveys this summer.
So they've already done, I wanna do them 6 months to 90 days ahead of construction, so we're probably looking 2 or 3 years down the road.
Okay,
Before we actually start constructing hot and heavy.
okay.
You know, it was, you know, it's really important to us, it's really important to the task force and the overall program that, you know, we build this partnership and it's a good partnership. You know, because, you know, you guys are gonna receive phone calls from your constituents out there. And we wanna make sure that we're communicating with you guys and building that really good communication plan, and avenues, so it's not a surprise of when we're out on the roads, when we're doing, you know, construction out there. Because again, we understand it's a partnership and we want to be able to deconflict any issues between, you know, any kind of harvest season, you know, any kind of movement, any kind of construction that you guys have going on, you know, in other areas. And just ensure that this is a, you know, a positive, program and a positive relationship that we're bringing, back into, Goshen County.
I think it'd be important to loop Tom Bozeman, he's our emergency management coordinator in the back.
Yes.
Loop him in with your conversations where we're doing construction on roads, we can put out some notifications to area residents out there knowing what's going on and.
And that's what I was gonna ask, what kind of communication do you have, which form of communication do you use to notify people in that area, those residents?
And we have not established that yet. One of the things that we're developing at the SATAP office is what do you call it? Communications.
Our operations center.
Operations Center, thank you. That is something I think we need to finalize because. Email's probably not gonna be the best. I don't know what has the county found to be their best communication method for your.
None of the above.
Well, we have,
And the reason is if you try to make phone calls to everybody, oh, well, I missed the phone call, I didn't know anything about it. You sent out a mailer, oh, I didn't get it in the mail. You know, if you send an email, I don't have email, don't have a computer, so.
Yes, sir.
It is a very difficult task, that's why I was wondering what your solution for that was, because
Yeah.
that'd be great to know.
Well, and I would offer, part of that partnership is working closely with the county commissioners as well as others. So we currently hold 2 town hall events, one in the spring and one in the fall, where we put out that information. And so we just had our first town hall in Goshen County a few months ago, successful. We had a number of folks that came out. Building upon that, we would hope for better attendance, although it was good, so that your constituents get the opportunity to ask those specific questions of the folks that actually are managing the program. So that's a great opportunity. We'll make sure that we get that out to everyone, but we would hope that positive engagement with the community directly so they can ask those questions as well.
And when we start getting a little heavier in the, you know, as the project moves forward, we have a better idea of what the construction schedule looks like. You know, if that's attendance, you know, at you know, commissioner meetings, you know, every other month, just for updates, just so everybody can understand what's going on. I love coming back to Torrington. So, you know, we would definitely, you know, be willing to entertain that and come back there and again, just keep that communication, with you.
I think that would be imperative, and I think that making sure that you have Mary Pegler's contact information. If you feel that there is relevant information, or if you're at a point where you just want to present or provide, a scheduled update on what the project, where the project's at, where it's going, we would love to have you back here. I think, probably the biggest concern is there are people in the county that feel like we didn't know that this was going on because it was never presented in a public forum, or it wasn't presented at a commissioners meeting or whatever. And to Commissioner Walsh's point, doesn't matter how many different ways you try to do that, there's always going to be that question. But I think, I guess I feel that it's imperative that it starts with these conversations at this level. The town hall thing is great. I think that the people really appreciate that. And as those become more consistent, I think you'll have increased participation and attendance at those. That would be my recommendation and my hope that we could continue with that kind of communication and moving forward.
Absolutely.
Sir.
And then I'll stay in close contact with you.
Yeah.
As we get closer and we start.
I think the further out that we can be, that we start being better off, we're gonna be.
Absolutely.
Have the landowner committee. That it can also be, that's a good line of communication, because those are the three guys that bring the information from inside of the county. They're the ones that talk to everybody. I know that seems archaic, but to get that information to those individuals, because they are constantly on the phone with their neighbors. And
For your area, that's what usual
Yep.
works.
Yep.
Absolutely. I anticipate I'll probably be back. Probably within a month or so, and
Okay.
we'll probably try to set something up to come visit with you,
That would be
talk some of the other roads.
Yep.
So,
fantastic.
okay,
Look forward to
fabulous.
that.
The good news is that the constituents, the landowners of the county have questions. The first time they see a grader out there, they'll stop and talk to them.
Yes, they will.
He usually begins with, "What the hell are you doing here?"
Yes.
Yep. It's, and I say that jokingly in a way, but I honestly believe and kind of know the people of Goshen County well enough to know that they'll want to know.
Yes, sir.
They appreciate the communication. So I think that that's a great place to start with it.
And I think if Mr. Kravitsky were here, he would tell you that he really is the focal point for those discussions and those questions. And so if the commission or another body finds that they have questions that need to be answered, I think he's probably the perfect POC to start with. And we'll run down those answers for you.
Just out of curiosity, you had mentioned having been in Logan County yesterday. How wide of an area is the project going to cover? Can we?
So in F.E. Warren's missile field, 9,600 square miles. So it's gonna
In
be a,
Wyoming, Colorado, and Nebraska?
Colorado, Nebraska, and Wyoming, yep.
so it's gonna be a major effort.
Okay. Well, we appreciate the information. I don't have any further questions, Commissioner Burkhardt.
Nope.
Commissioner Walsh.
Sure, you know.
An opportunity if I know we have some visitors that are here, maybe just for information. Are there any questions from anybody in the audience? Okay. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you for your time.
I appreciate the time and look forward to visiting with you in the future. Thank you. And I'm glad we've got a first name now instead of just Mr. Green. Felt like we were on Green Acres.
Have that mouse.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Safe travel.
Thank you.
Take it easy there,
Clear.
Chris. I'll be right back. What about Ryder?
Okay. The corrections have been made to resolution 2026-10, and so I'm going to go back and read the resolution. And we will process this as the last part of our new business. So it is the resolution establishing the salaries of Goshen County officers and their deputies for a period of 4 years beginning January 1, 2027. Whereas pursuant to Wyoming Statute 18-3-107, The annual salaries of certain county officers and their deputies must be set at this time. And whereas the Board of County Commissioners of Goshen County, Wyoming, having assessed the work and obligations of each of the county offices and considering the anticipated future revenues of Goshen County, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Goshen County pursuant to Wyoming Statute 18-3-107, the salaries of the county assessor, county and prosecuting attorney, county clerk, clerk of district court, county sheriff, county treasurer, county commissioners, and the county coroner be the same and hereby set to commence from and after January 1, 2027 and continue through December 31st of 2030. During such term of office, the salaries are set as follows. For the county assessor, the county clerk, the clerk of district court, county sheriff, and the county treasurer, beginning January 1 of 2027 and through the end of that year to be $75,000. Advancing through and commencing January 1 through 2030 and through December 31st of 2030, $81,955. For the county and prosecuting attorney, starting January 1 of 2027 through December 31st of that year, $115,000, and ending January 1, 2030 through December 31st of 2030, $129,360. For the county commissioners, beginning January 1 of 2027 through December 31st of that year, $29,000, and the same for January 1st of 2030 through December 31st of 2030, also to be $29,000. Be it further resolved, pursuant to Wyoming Statute 7-4 to 10, the following salary is set for the county coroner. Beginning January 1 of 2027 and through December 31st of that year, $25,750. Advancing to January 1 of 2030 through December 31 of 2030, $26,525. The deputy assessor, deputy clerk, deputy district court clerk, the deputy treasurer, and the deputy county attorney shall be paid 80% of their respective elected official salary. The salaries of the elected officials and the deputies will include payment of retirement of up to 18.62% of the total contribution and medical insurance as may be provided and determined by the county's retirement and insurance policy in effect during each fiscal year. The salaries of the county commissioners will include payment of retirement as determined by the county policy in effect each fiscal year. No additional payment for medical will be included. The salary for the county coroner shall include payment of retirement as determined by the county policy in effect each fiscal year. No additional payment for medical will be included. Adopted this 19th day of May of 2026 at the meeting of the Goshen County Commissioners. Are there any questions? Comments from the commissioners in regards to the salaries?
I guess the one thing I would like to point out is the commissioners did not receive any additional payment. They're staying the same.
Commissioner Walsh, thank you for that. I would also like to point out in the case of the county attorney, there were additional legislative funds that were directed to the counties to aid in the increased salaries for the county and prosecuting attorneys. That was a legislative action that provided for that. So that is reflected in the county and prosecuting attorney's salary. Any further comments?
Nope.
Again, that is resolution 2026-10. The resolution establishing the salaries of county officers and their deputies for a period of 4 years beginning January 1 of 2027. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion, we approve resolution 2026-10.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 2026-10. The resolution establishing the salaries of county officers and their deputies for the period of 4 years beginning January 1 of 2027. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries and the resolution passes. Sorry.
Oh,
I guess special
I didn't
page.
That ran on the second page.
Just a lot, that's.
Spell your name correctly.
Justin.
Oh, David. Who'd have thought?
Oh, thanks.
That concludes our new business. Is there any public comment at this point? Anybody would like to offer? Any unfinished business that we need to discuss at this time? We do have an executive session scheduled today to discuss a debt collection. There is no further business to be to come before the meeting after the executive session. I would like to invite everybody to our next regular scheduled meeting, which will be Tuesday, the 2nd of June, starting at 9 o'clock here in Chambers. At this time, I would entertain a motion to move into executive session.
I'll make a motion, we move into executive session.
And second.
It's been moved and seconded that we move into executive session. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries and this meeting is now in executive session. Welcome back. Okay, so this meeting is now back in regular session. Is there something that you want to share with Commissioner Walsh in regards to all of this, or?
Oh, not in the meeting.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
it's just, there's nothing till we're prepared for the executive session.
I guess we should make a motion to adjourn the meeting today.
There is a motion to adjourn. I will second that motion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries and the meeting is adjourned.